Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys is Magic. This is Hunter and Shane. Say what up, Shane.
What's up, nerds?
We are back after the long weekend that was MagicCon Las Vegas. Thank you all to those that came up to us and said, "What's up?" Played some games. We appreciate all of you guys. It's really cool to see our fans out in the kind of wild, and we do really appreciate every single one of you that we didn't get to meet, and we hope to meet all of you at another MagicCon. We're planning on going to some next year, but that's just little thanks. So thanks.
Thanks.
But this is Foundations. We were at MagicCon Las Vegas, so we missed like the first 3 days of spoilers, but we're here now. So buckle up because we got something to talk about. Foundations is what they basically titled it, right? It's the Foundations to Magic. There are a lot of powerful reprints, and as you know, we do not talk about the reprints, but just the new cards. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and start it off with this first one. It's a brand new Koma. That's right. This is Koma World Eater. 3, 2 green, 2 blue for an 8/12 legendary creature serpent. It says this spell can't be countered. It also got Trample, Board 4, and it says whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create 4 3/3 blue serpent creature tokens named Koma's Coil.
Why?
Why, as in, you think it's good?
No, I think the other one's way better.
The other one is way better.
This is just a big dumb beater, and then, like I told you earlier, like it's like a win more card. Like, if this resolves and you attack with it, you're probably already winning the game.
Yeah, I mean, in standard right now, there are plenty of board wipes. Sunfall still is very relevant, and getting this Sunfalled is gonna suck. And there are ways to force someone to sacrifice a creature. So if you do spend all 7 mana to cast this, cool, it's not countered, but then I force you to sack something before you can attack.
Yeah.
You're just bummed at that point, right?
Yes, you were definitely bummed. But I mean,
And again, I am just talking from a standard point of view because all
yeah.
these cards are going to be legal and standard unless I explain otherwise, which you'll see the set symbol. If it has a star, legal and standard. If it has 2 cards that are kind of connected, it's the Jumpstart Foundations, which
Got it.
is not standard and legal. So
Got it.
you will see. But this one, standard legal. Koma, welcome back. 8/12, very powerful. Is this a good target for a reanimation spell? Possibly. Ward 4
Yeah.
is definitely hefty to get rid of this if their opponent's only playing spot removal. And then in which case, I think they scoop because this has got trample, so it's probably getting in and making 4 3/3s.
We all know that Simic is known for its reanimation.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be in the same exact deck as the Atraxa deck is right now.
That's true.
So, yeah, anything with up the beanstalk and all that jazz is pretty easy to get to. It's just going to be in a big ramp spell. But, yep, Koma World Eater, pretty cool. And as you know, we will be talking about all of these cards as commanders in our Commander Grades video. So stay tuned for that. And I also want to say, I said this was the Foundations of Magic. This is more than that because there are so many new cards. So they're setting a new foundation, kind of, right?
Can't wait.
I don't know.
New Horizon. Wait, no.
New Horizon.
Foundation
stuff. But let's move on. We have a card that is from Jumpstart. You see the little symbol there?
I do.
So this card is not legal in standard, but it is Gornog, the Red Reaper. 2 and a red for a 2/3 legendary creature, Minotaur Warrior. It's got haste and it says cowards can't block warriors. It also says whenever 1 or more warriors you control attack a player, target creature that player control becomes a coward. And then attacking warriors you control get +X+0, where X is the number of cowards your opponents control.
That's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
Turn all your opponent's stuff into cowards, dude. Hell
You
yeah.
are a coward.
Hell yeah.
Gornog. Yeah, pretty.
That's how he talks too, by the way.
Gornog the Red Reaper.
Gornog smash.
Gornog smash. Yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
Also, all these rares from Foundation, if you notice the artists on these, they are all kind of Japanese-inspired anime art. Pretty cool.
I like that. I mean, wait, I'm on record saying I don't like that. I kind of like this.
You have turned a page, Shane. Congratulations. Welcome to the anime world.
You know, while you were reading this card, though, going back to the card, I was anticipating it to be so much more expensive. 3 mana for all this seems pretty good.
Yeah, 3 mana. It's a pretty cool legendary as well.
Yeah,
Could be your commander. So
definitely.
cowards.
It's a cool meme
But
deck, maybe.
cool meme deck. I'm sure Steven will give it an A. Let's move on to another card. This is a Scrawling Crawler. 3 mana for a 3/2 artifact creature Phyrexian construct. This is at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player draws a card, and then whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we
go for it.
is it?
I mean, you're helping all your opponents draw cards, right?
You're also hurting them.
That's true.
So we have a kind of mono red in standard right now. If you're including this, because this is going to be standard legal, if you include this with the Razorkin Needlehead, you're going to be every time your opponent draws cards, are losing quite a bit of life every time.
It is true, but in standard, is it scary to give your opponent card draw? Maybe EDH is not. I mean, EDH is pretty bad. It's always bad. It's always
I
scary.
don't know. I think you just get away with just playing turn 2 Razorkin, turn 3 Scrawling Crawler, turn 4 Shieldred. Every time your opponents draw cards, they are losing quite a bit of life.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty nuts. It's
Um,
a cool card though.
it is a cool card. I like this card a lot.
I'll put it in Bumbleflower.
There you go. It's a little extra helping your opponent
Yep.
and also hurting your opponent.
Group squeeze.
Group squeeze. Yeah, I like it though. Moving on, we have High Fae Trickster. 3 and a blue for a 4/2 creature, fairy wizard. It's got flash, it's got flying, and it says you may cast spells as though they had flash.
That's pretty cool. That's all spells.
That is all spells.
That's
Right.
everything.
All spells.
No, I'm saying typically you see like non-creature spells or artifacts, but like this is just all of them.
I figured you'd like this card, being a blue player.
I do like this card. It's kind of weird though because you need to. No, I guess you don't need to. It has flash and like that signifies that you want to cast this whenever you like, anytime. But then wouldn't you probably want a lot of mana because you need to flash this in for 4, and then play another card. So it's
Not necessarily. You flash
yeah, I
this
guess
in
not
on
necessarily.
end step, and then you've got this up, swing, pass turn. You got mana.
That's true. It's just interesting that this card has flash.
Yeah, in a standard environment, I think this is very popular. Right now, there is a deck in standard that is just flash everything.
Yeah.
So this will probably just slot right in.
I like it, and it's a flyer that's statted very aggressively.
Yes, it is. We keep seeing that more and more in blue.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have an equipment that is a Leyline. That's right. This is Leyline Axe. It is 4 mana for an artifact equipment. It says if this card is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample. Equip cost of 3. So a little homage to the old Embercleave.
Damn. That equip cost is like, I'm not holding it back, but dude, starting on the field is so OP. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if like we can talk about this card because it's not obviously going to be commander grade. So in a commander deck that can equip cost stuff for free, this is just value if it's just on the field from your opening hand if you're playing commander.
Hey, and if you get that god hand, or that's not going to happen very often, I'm cool with it. But in standard, those hands can be much more easy to like mulligan for. So this card can be kind of nuts.
I saw someone say mulligan in like a modern, like just kind of like a meme decked style or pioneer or something, but just keep mulliganing till you get 3 Leyline Axes and a Metalwork Colossus, and then get all those on the field and turn 1 Metalwork.
That would be fun.
That would be pretty wild. Yeah, 4 mana starting on the field. I like it. It's a cool card. Like I said, a homage to the old Embercleave. Luckily, it doesn't. And Embercleave is a special guest in this set too, so
yeah,
pretty cool.
I feel like if this doesn't start on the field though, it's just one last quick thing. 4 to cast and 3 to equip is kind of nuts. Like that's very aggressive.
But at the same time, +1/+1 double strike and trample is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, 7 mana though is a lot. Speaking of 7 mana and a lot, we have Sire of 7 Deaths. It is 7 mana for a 7/7 creature Eldrazi. It has First Strike, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, and Ward. Pay 7 life. And in
Okay.
case you were counting, that's 7 keywords.
All this needs to say is pay 7 life, draw 7 cards.
That would be crazy. But yeah, 7s all over the place on this card.
So it's lucky. I get it.
Is it? This is a crazy card.
I'm just saying 7/7/7.
Like we've talked like, okay, it's kind of vanilla. It's just got 1, 2 keywords. 7 keywords. I don't think this makes this very vanilla anymore.
Would you call this, like you keep saying, French? Or is this like
vanilla?
a whole new? You can't even call this French vanilla.
This is a lot.
At what
That's
point
it
do
is.
keywords become not French vanilla?
I don't
4,
know.
maybe?
I think
4 or
this
5?
this is a pretty interesting target in a reanimation.
I'll say
style deck.
this is your yeah, I was gonna say that. This is a bomb. Reanimate this thing and be like, deal with it.
Pay 7 life. Yeah, but that is the most keywords we've ever seen on one card, I think.
Yo, luckily
7.
we have nowhere to run. We just talked about that card. And shut off ward.
Shut off ward. Moving on, we've got, guess who's back? It's Kellan, Planar Trailblazer. 1 red mana for a 2/1 legendary creature, human fairy scout. Pay 1 and a red. If Kellan is a scout, it becomes a human fairy detective and gains whenever Kellan deals combat damage to a player. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. And then you can pay 2 and a red. If Kellan is a detective, it becomes a 3/2 human fairy rogue and gains double strike. You like
level up
how
mechanic.
the level up mechanic is like moving through the different planes that Kellan went to?
I didn't actually pick up on that, so thank you.
Yeah, he was a scout. He was a fairy from Eldraine, and then he was a scout in Ixalan, becomes a detective and murders Karlov Manor, and then becomes a rogue, aka an outlaw, in Thunder Junction.
Got it. Is this the last time we've seen him? Jeez.
At this point, I think you can build an entire Kellan deck.
Is this
All
card good though,
Kellan.
right? Or I don't even know.
I mean, yeah, it is good. It starts off as like a Savannah Alliance as a 2/1. So, I mean, level it up. Play this for 1, play it for 2, get some advantage.
I mean, you definitely want it to become a double striker. Seems good.
Definitely. 3/2 with double strike is pretty solid. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool enough.
Talk about it as a commander, but
Yeah,
I'll say right now,
we will talk about.
I'm not high on it.
I'm not high on it as a commander either. A level up commander is
It just doesn't even do anything, but whatever.
interesting. A little
We'll,
tease
we'll
there.
talk about that, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. We got Destiny Arbiter. 4/2 blue for a 5/5 creature Sphinx. This spell can't be countered. It's got flying. It says when this creature enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library and separate them into a face down pile and a face up pile. An opponent chooses one of those piles. Put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard.
Dude, I thought I needed glasses. This card is super blurry.
Unfortunately, this is blurry. I
Interesting card,
apologize.
though. I mean, it's not your fault. You didn't do this.
Yes, I know.
Interesting card, question mark?
It's an interesting card, for sure. I mean, would I play it? Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's a bit
It
expensive.
does give your opponent the option to get rid of the cool stuff.
That's true. We don't like giving your opponent options. Because they're probably going to pick the worst one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, like,
And
both piles are nuts, but yeah, sorry.
you are going to separate them. Like, all right, for example, if someone flips over 2 piles, we're talking standard here. It's like in pile number 1, I'm only going to put my reanimation spell. In pile number 2, I'll put an Atraxa and some other stuff. Which one are you getting rid of?
Depends on what's in my hand, dude. Because you
Mhm.
need both those targets. For
But you
for
don't
that
know
deck,
what's
at
in
least.
my hand.
That's true. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so there is that kind of like, okay, is he trying to force me to get rid of the reanimation spell because he knows he has a reanimation spell, or he has a target already, or is, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Mind games.
Mind games. So for 6 mana though, It is hefty,
Yeah.
but it's honestly in a control deck. Yeah, like I said, blue flying creatures are continuously being shoved into standard.
You know, and we've had this ability before, and I think it was the opposite though, right? Where like your opponent looks at the top cards and they put them in piles. Like this one's at
That
least
ability exists in Magic, yeah.
well, yeah, I'm just saying, like I'm pretty sure this is like you said, a little bit better because then you might not be picking the piles, but you're setting the piles up. Whereas the other one I'm thinking of, your opponents just set up stupid piles. So
Hmm.
that's that, I guess.
Yeah, it's a cool card. It'll probably see play just because of like I said, mono blue, gonna be in control.
Wants a payoff.
But yeah, moving on. Guess who's back in Magic? It's Alesha. This time, who laughs at fate. 1 black red for a 2/2 legendary creature human warrior. It's got first strike and it says whenever it attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And it has raid, which means at the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to Alesha's power from your graveyard to the battlefield.
She's not smiling anymore.
She's not smiling at death, she's laughing at fate.
Interesting. Definitely a different direction. I think the last
I
Alesha
think
was so good. You liked the
this
last
is
one
a
because you
pretty
could sneak
powerful
in
card.
stuff. You
Yeah,
can
you can
attack
sneak
right
in
away.
stuff with this too.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near as strong.
I don't know. This is pretty
I
fun.
know. Oh, it's definitely fun. But the last one you could have it tapped and attacking. This one's hopefully it doesn't get removed and it's your turn again. Granted, it's the end step, so that's better than your upkeep. Actually, no, better. No, upkeep you couldn't attack right away. I don't know.
And it only cares about whenever you attack. So I mean, as soon as this comes down, if it if you found a mana value of 2 or less, then you bring it back immediately.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll definitely. I'm not discrediting reanimation from graveyard. Very, very strong. It's just unfortunate that it happens after combat.
I think this is a very cool card,
I think you would like
and
that.
we will talk about this as a commander in our commander grades video.
Yes, we will.
So let's go ahead and move on to this next one. This is High Society Hunter. It's 3 and 2 black for a 5/3 creature vampire noble. It's got flying. It says whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and whenever another non-token creature dies, you draw a card.
These abilities are always great.
They are. Any type of sack, and then whenever another non-token creature dies, that means any of your opponents.
Yep. Put this in a aristocrats or anything, and you are cruising.
Yeah. You play Fleshbag Marauder with this out on the field, and then everyone sacks the creature, and oh my goodness, I just drew 4 cards.
Yeah, that's the beauty. Like you just said it. Doesn't say once per turn. This just keeps happening.
Yep.
I almost wanted to say it was bad
Powerful
because of the
effect.
CMC, but you don't care, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good card. I knew you'd
love
like
it.
it too. It says Hunter in it.
Yeah, it's got my name, so I have to like it. Isn't in the
It's an
rule?
obligation, yes. Where's
Hey,
my
speaking
card?
of cards, I have to like. How about a Kindred card? Because I'm a Kindred
Yeah,
player.
this is
We
you.
have Banner of Kinship, which is 5 generic mana for an artifact. It says as this artifact enters, choose a creature type. This artifact enters with a fellowship counter on it for each creature you control of the chosen type. And creatures you control of the chosen type get a +1/+1. Get +1/+1 for each fellowship counter on this artifact.
Okay.
Very powerful effect.
Interesting, yeah.
Very low floor.
Yeah, because what the other kinship artifacts that are 5 mana, they just like I mean they do similar things, but this one's like you definitely want to cast this one after you have your giant board of whatever.
It is a way of a win more, isn't it, Shane?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You have if this is very good when you have a large board of similar type creatures, and is this good if you had just 2?
I think that it is a win more card, but that being said, unless you play like a permanent wipe, not just like a creature wipe, this will still be around for the next time you mass them up again. So I think it's good regardless. Like you do it when you have a lot, they all die.
The problem is it's just an ETB effect. That's a one-time effect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So cast it when you have 6, and then you all die. You'll have the 6 fellowship counters on its artifacts. Every time you play that kindred again, you'll get the 6 again.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing you can also do,
Proliferate.
proliferate this.
Yep.
Mhm.
Anytime
It's
it says
a
a counter, it's pretty good.
very good proliferate target. So, well, yes, I did say they had a low floor of like, hopefully your creatures don't get removed as you cast this.
That's true.
Cool card.
This
This
goes
art is
nuts in
fantastic.
Hackball, dude.
You should put it in
Dude,
Hackball. There you go.
Yeah, I should, dude.
Extra bump.
Let's go.
But yeah, that is going to do it for us today. That is all of the spoilers we're talking about in Foundations. We missed a lot. Obviously, we're not talking about all of the reprints. We've got doubling season coming in this set, which
That's
is
a good one.
absolutely wild that they're printing that card in a standard set, especially a standard set that's going to be around, they've already said, until 2029. So lower that price. Let's go.
Yeah, that's gonna be, dude. You're gonna see them in all of our upgrades even more now.
Yeah. Hopefully it lowers it enough where it's like in our $100 upgrade, we're adding doubling season. That would be
What is it now right now?
incredible.
Like $48 or something?
Doubling season currently is going for $41 from the announcement of this reprint. It was sitting at about 60.
Jeez. And no one's
Yeah.
even opened packs yet, dude. Like, I can see this getting like sub 20. Let's go.
That would be incredible.
That'd be incredible.
This is a very powerful card. But oh no, we're in the end step here.
Sorry.
Talking
Clean up.
cleanup. So yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Staying up to date with everything else that we get going on. And in the description, you'll find links to all of our social media accounts. That's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, at Guys at Magic for each one to follow us along those as well. And also comment down below. What do you guys think about these spoilers? Always interested to hear your guys' opinions. On the screen right now, those are all of our current Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they are seeing, which is not here on YouTube, check the link in the description below and consider subscribing. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye-bye.